Welcome back, curious minds. Today, we're stepping into the shadows, exploring some truly chilling true stories. These aren't legends, they're raw accounts, unsettling encounters that show just how thin that veil between normal life and, well, pure terror can be.
Exactly. And what's fascinating, or maybe horrifying, is how these stories from different times, different places, they kind of show this enduring presence of malice or just sheer unpredictable awfulness.
We're not just looking at what happened, but why these things feel so profoundly disturbing. So settle in, let's get started. Okay, first up, we're going way back to the dawn of the United States, actually. A time of war, chaos, and maybe America's first real serial killers, the Harp Brothers, Micajah and Wiley Harp.
Right. Born in the mid-1700s, their family were loyalists, Tories during the Revolution, and that backdrop, the war, it's important.
Definitely. They apparently tried to join the American forces first, but got turned down because of their family's loyalty to the king.
And you have to wonder, right, did that rejection, did it twist something, fuel what came later?
Maybe. They ended up joining these loyalist gangs, military associators, they call them. Basically, criminals using the war as cover. Awful stuff attacking people, theft, murder, destroying property. They were even in some known battles.
But the war ends. The British lose. Do the Harps just stop?
Not a chance. They fled, ended up with the Chickamauga Cherokee in the Appalachians. Still fighting, involved in attacks, even fought against Daniel Boone's men.
So the violence continues, but it's still somewhat tied to the conflict, to being outcasts.
For a while, yeah. After their village got burned, they hid out, stole from pioneers. But then, around 1797, something shifted. This bitterness, this outcast status, seemed to curdle into something else. That's when the serial killing really began.
And this is where it gets uniquely disturbing. It wasn't just killing anymore. They developed this ritual.
Yeah, it's sickening. Their signature method, disembowelment, filling the body cavity with rocks, stones, and then urinating on the victim. Just pure degradation.
Unbelievable cruelty.
They're known victims. A man named Johnson just stumbled upon while they were hunting. A traveling salesman named Peyton, beaten to death apparently, just for supporting the New Republic, then the ritual.
So the motives are becoming almost ideological, or just excuses for violence.
Seems like it. They tortured 2 travelers from Maryland because they disliked the British. Wiley supposedly made one watch the other being tortured. Before they even got caught the first time, they murdered another man, John Langford.
Just a trail of bodies.
They were caught, eventually, by a militia imprisoned in Kentucky. But they didn't stay long.
How did they get out?
Strangled a guard with their shackles, took his key. Simple, brutal, effective.
Yeah.
And they came out seeking revenge.
Oh no, on the posse.
Yeah. They went after one member's family, tracked down his young son in a nearby town, and slaughtered him. Just pure spite.
That's chilling. The calculation involved.
The governor put a $300 bounty on them, which was a lot back then. But it just made them worse. More paranoid, more vicious. They started killing travelers they thought might be bounty hunters. 5 people killed, just like that.
Their notoriety was growing. Where did they go next?
Fled towards Illinois, ended up joining a gang of river pirates, led by a guy named Samuel Mason.
Yeah, I'd think they fit right in.
You would, wouldn't you? But no. Even these hardened river pirates were apparently disgusted by the Harps. Their sheer lust for killing, the pointless mutilation. Like they reportedly threw a naked hostage off a cliff just for laughs.
Wow. Too extreme even for river pirates.
Exactly. Mason basically kicked them out at gunpoint, said their level of depravity was just too much.
That says a lot, doesn't it? When even other violent criminals draw a line.
It really does. So they just went back to Tennessee and kept killing. Farmer Bradbury, a man named Hardin, a young boy named Coffee. No clear reason for killing the boy. Just cruelty.
It's the randomness, the lack of any understandable motive sometimes. It's terrifying.
Absolutely. William Ballard, found in the Holston River, disemboweled, full of rocks. James, found at Brussels Knob, throat slashed. John Graves and his teenage son in Kentucky. Skulls smashed, likely with axes, then the usual horrific ritual.
Just relentless.
And then, maybe one of the worst, an entire family of 5, killed in their camp. Wiley later admitted, apparently with some flicker of remorse, that he'd bashed the family's infant daughter against a tree because her crying annoyed him.
Good. That's almost impossible to process.
But the sheer number of bodies meant the posse hunting them just kept growing. Almost 100 men by the end. They finally cornered them in Muhlenberg County, Kentucky.
The end of the line.
For Micajah, yes. He got shot in the leg trying to ambush someone. While he was down, bleeding, they forced him to confess. Said he'd killed 20 people. Then Moses Stigall, whose family they had murdered, took a Bowie knife and, well, he beheaded Makaja right there.
Justice frontier style. Gruesome.
They nailed his head to a tree. The crossroads there in Webster County. It's still called Harp's Head Road today.
A permanent warning? What about Wiley?
He got away for 4 more years. Even rejoined the Mason gang for a bit, but they caught him in 1804. He was hanged in Mississippi, and his head was also put on a stake along the Natchez Trace. Another warning.
Almost 3 decades of terror, up to 50 lives, America's first serial killers, arguably. Just monstrous.
Truly. Okay, let's jump forward, way forward, to a modern nightmare. Christmas 1990, a family cabin meant to be a sanctuary, the Teta family.
Tide's tranquility. Sounds idyllic.
It was supposed to be. Deep in Weber Canyon, Utah, really isolated, especially in winter, snowmobile access only, perfect getaway.
Worst kind of setting for what's coming.
Yeah. Unknown to them, 2 parolees on the run, Vaughn Taylor and Edward Deli, had broken into their empty cabin.
Just looking for shelter?
Initially, maybe. They warmed up, ate food, but then it got darker. They started ransacking the place, opening Christmas presents, and filming themselves doing it.
Filming themselves before anything even happened.
Yeah. Chillingly, Deli was recorded saying he planned to, quote, shoot some people later that day.
That's premeditated and just cold, the casualness of it.
Around 3:30 p.m., Lynna Teta, who was 20, her mom Beth, and her grandmother Kita got back from shopping. They walk into their kitchen.
And the intruders are there.
Guns drawn. Beth started praying. Vaughn Taylor, who later claimed to worship the devil, just shot Kita dead, then shot Beth in the head.
Oh my God, just like that.
Lynna was terrified, begged them to leave. She knew her dad, Ralph, and her younger sister Trish, only 16, were due back any minute.
But the attackers didn't leave.
No. They seemed to relish it. They ambushed Ralph and Trish in the driveway, dragged them inside at gunpoint.
The whole family trap.
They forced Ralph, Beth, who was somehow still alive, and the girls to kneel. Edward Deli aimed his pistol at Ralph's head, pulled the trigger, misfire. Just a click. The girls screamed, begged. Deli cleared it, aimed again, misfire. Again. He cleared it again, racked the 3rd round, fired.
3rd time lucky in the worst possible way.
Yeah. Bullet hit Ralph in the face. He just collapsed. The attackers, thinking he was dead or dying,
What did they do?
poured gasoline on him and all over the cabin, set it on fire. Then they forced Lynna and Trish onto snowmobiles, made them load up food and liquor, and took off into the snow, kidnapping them.
Leaving Ralph and Beth for dead in a burning cabin? It's unimaginable. But there's more to this, isn't there?
There is. It's unbelievable. A neighbor heard shots, called police. The girl's uncle actually saw them being driven away on the snowmobiles. But the most incredible part, Ralph Teta wasn't dead.
He survived after being shot in the face and set on fire.
He survived. His clothes were flame retardant, slowed the fire. The bullet, miraculously, hadn't hit his brain or spine. It just knocked him out. He woke up surrounded by flames.
What did he do?
Pulled himself out of the fire, got on the one snowmobile they'd left behind, and went after them to save his daughters.
That's incredible. Pure adrenaline and love.
His brother-in-law, Randy, found him, got him in his car, and used one of those early rare cell phones to call the sheriff. It led to this insane 90-mile-per-hour chase.
A car chase involving snowmobiles.
Well, the kidnappers eventually got off the snowmobiles, maybe onto roads. The details are a bit hazy. But the chase ended when Taylor and Deli lost control, crashed down an embankment.
And the girls.
Miraculously, completely uninjured, Taylor and Deli surrendered.
What an ordeal. And the aftermath. Justice.
Taylor and Deli faced multiple charges. First-degree murder, attempted murder, kidnapping. Von Taylor pleaded guilty, got the death penalty. There were appeals. His sentence was actually overturned in 2020, citing bad defense counsel, but then reinstated in 2024. He's back on death row.
And Deli.
Edward Deli got life, convicted of second-degree murder. He actually wrote to Lynna years later. She apparently forgave him, but was still glad he was locked up.
Forgiveness after that takes strength.
Incredible strength. Ralph's testimony was vital, of course. Trish apparently said Deli's face when he saw Ralph alive in court was priceless. Utter defeat. Ralph sadly passed away from cancer years later. A true hero. And the family. They rebuilt the cabin.
He went back.
Yeah. Rebuild Tide's tranquility. Made new memories. Turned that place of horror into, I guess, a symbol of their survival. Resilience.
Wow. That capacity to heal, to reclaim a space like that, it's truly something.
It really is. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. From violent confrontation to something more insidious. The feeling of being watched, stalking. when your home stops feeling safe.
That violation of personal space. Yeah, it's a different kind of terror. Psychological.
It's from a woman. She was 20, living alone, ground floor apartment, summer, no AC, so she'd leave her blinds open at night sometimes just for air.
Uh-oh. Ground floor, open blinds.
Yeah. One night, watching TV, she gets that creepy feeling, looks over at her living room window, and there's a man, hands and face pressed right against the screen, staring at her, maybe 3 feet away.
Staring? That's terrifying.
She screamed, like a blood-curdling scream. Didn't faze him, didn't even blink. It was only when she yelled she was calling the cops, then that she was getting a neighbor, that he finally took off.
Smart thinking, even terrified.
Definitely. She locked everything up, stayed awake all night. Her boyfriend came and stayed for a week. They deliberately left the blinds open, hoping to scare the guy off, maybe. He didn't show up.
So she started to relax again, think it was a one-off.
Exactly. You try to rationalize it, right? Maybe just some drunk guy, an isolated incident. But then, about 3 weeks later, she gets home late, goes to raise the blinds, open the window.
He was there again.
Same guy, face pressed against the screen.
Yeah.
And she realized he couldn't have been standing there when she pulled up. He must have been hiding, waiting, watching her arrive, timing it perfectly.
That's calculated. He's learning her routine. Escalated.
Totally. This time she called the police immediately, freaking out. He took off again. Police said they'd patrol more. Her boyfriend basically moved in while she started looking for a new place. Higher floor, doorman building. Smart move.
Absolutely necessary. But the story doesn't end there, does it?
No. The worst part was still coming. A few weeks later, boyfriend's out of town for the weekend. She decides to stay at a friend's place, doesn't feel safe alone. But she had to go back during the day to grab some things. Her friend went with her, thankfully.
Safety in numbers.
She hesitated, but went to open the window again. Just to check, maybe get some air. And she saw it.
What?
2 big holes cut right into the screen, right above the little latches you used to lift the window open. They weren't there 2 days before.
Oh no. He tried to get in.
Her blood ran cold. She realized he knew the boyfriend was gone. His car wasn't there. He'd been watching. He saw her car, maybe a light she left on, thought she was home alone. And he came back to actually break in.
Yeah.
Cutting the screen was the first step.
Whether he actually got inside or not, the intent, the escalation, that's horrifying, knowing he was that close.
Exactly. Did he get in? Did he just cut the screen and get spooked? She never knew for sure.
Yeah.
But the thought, it gave her lifelong PTSD, understandably. She said she could never live anywhere but a high-rise after that, always wondering, how long had he been watching?
That psychological scar tissue, it's profound. The loss of safety in your own space.
It really is. Okay, one last story. This one's short, kind of anecdotal, but leaves you with this really chilling feeling. Comes from someone who worked at a salmon cannery in Alaska.
Remote location, tough work, often attracts interesting characters.
That's exactly how the narrator described it. 16-hour days, 7 days a week, May to August. Attracts seedy characters, people trying to disappear, maybe. And there was this one coworker, Gary. Older guy, 40s or 50s.
What was off about him?
The way he talked. Had this weird delivery, the narrator said, like he was smiling inside about something grotesque. Plus, HR apparently had trouble getting his full info, name, phone number, even offered to work for less pay to keep stuff private.
Red flags right there, wanting to be off the grid.
Big time.
Yeah.
One day, Gary offers the narrator and another coworker some smoked meat he brought. Smoked something, he called it.
Okay. Unusual, but maybe just being friendly.
Maybe. The narrator grew up eating lots of smoked stuff, game meats, all that. But this was weird. Almost pork, but it was not pork, was the description.
Not pork. What was it then?
They didn't know. But they ate it. Said it was actually pretty good. Thanked Gary, kind of sheepishly. And Gary just laughed. Slowly. Creepily.
That laugh sounds ominous.
Yeah. Later that night, in the cafeteria, the narrator mentioned it again. Hey, Gary, that meat was good. And Gary just replies, real soft. That's funny, man. Laughs again.
Okay. Where is this going?
Well, the narrator puts 2 and 2 together. The weirdness, the secrecy, the strange meat, that creepy laugh. His conclusion, quote, I'm pretty sure that I ate a slice of Gary's wife.
Oh my God, no, he didn't actually say that.
Gary didn't say it outright, but the implication, based on everything, that's what the narrator came to believe, that the smoked something wasn't animal meat.
Wow. That is deeply unsettling. The casualness, the possibility, it just hangs there. Chilling.
It just leaves you cold.
Yeah.
So these stories, the Harps, the Tetas, the Stalker, Gary, what do we take away?
I mean, it's a stark reminder, isn't it? That the real horrors aren't always ghosts or monsters from fiction. Sometimes the deepest darkness is human. It challenges how safe we think we are.
Definitely challenges assumptions about people, about safety, even about history.
But maybe there's another side too. While these stories are terrifying, they also, in a way, highlight resilience. The Teta's rebuilding, the woman recognizing the escalation and getting out, even just trusting your gut feeling when something seems off, like with Gary.
That's a good point. Vigilance, trusting instincts. Maybe hearing these things makes us more aware. Not paranoid, hopefully, but aware.
Prepared, perhaps. Understanding the potential for darkness helps us recognize warning signs.
Well, we hope this exploration has given you something to think about. The world definitely holds some dark truths, often where you least expect them. Keep your senses sharp out there.
And stay curious.
Until next time. And hey, if you found these stories as unsettlingly compelling as we did, do us a favor. Like this, share it with someone who appreciates the darker side of true stories, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docx. We'd really appreciate it. See you next time.